Good morning, everyone. We're getting into another situation of confusion and just basically indecision. As we can see here in the futures, this little sideways correction, still in an uptrend. We do have a topping tail. That was a new all-time high. We're just looking at the futures now. We'll get to SPX, where there was a rejection. And so with this bearish 180 that occurred here, I'm just starting with the pattern and how it developed to explain that. Dan and I try and give education every morning here, even though this is, pre-market and, bias, but understanding where we were and where we are helps. So that bearish 180s was not a big deal. Almost, I wouldn't say expected, but not unexpected, as things ran up and it gets a little extended. Not a big deal. Things are not extended here. It was a heck of a run, from here to here percentage-wise, and it was the blast off with really strong momentum, and that's a good thing. And that suggests prices would go higher, and we had that chop and up. But while we had the chop, let me get the drawing tools here. Well, we had the chop. I want to point out when we see the, I don't know, I don't like the word waves, but the ups and downs of moves, this was strong momentum off of the low. That is a strong indication prices are going to go higher. And then we had this violent move to the downside. I don't remember what the day was when we got that wide range bar, but anyway, just ignoring news. We can't ignore big candles like that because they're power bars. And then there was another move. And the distance between the measurement from here to here and here to here, this becomes less. Not a big deal, right? It still exceeded that high by an ample amount to believe prices should go higher. Okay. We've had a lot of these starts and chops. And so here we have this bear sandwich kind of pattern, green, red, green, and they're relatively wide bars compared to these. And so that's a potent type of continuation pattern. And now it goes higher. Now look at the distance here, here, and here. Momentum is slowing. And we've got this chop going on. So we have less information to support a move of significance, and we still assume that the move will be to the upside because the trend is up, 20 is up, 50 is up, 200 is up. It's near all-time highs. Right now it's just choppy consolidation that's going on, and it's a mess. It's a mess in this time frame. I did a short video yesterday because I've had questions about understanding multiple time frames and getting confused and what to do. And if you watch that video, I explained it that it's relatively simple in that, look, in this time frame, we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing now. Zero DTE credit spreads on SPX where there's indecision if there's enough premium and the distance to those strikes are far enough away. Those are doable because you only got one day to deal with. Whereas you want to do a call spread on something that's in an uptrend, it doesn't matter what we're talking about, in an uptrend, and a call spread where things are relatively tight, that doesn't make sense unless you have a very potent type of reversal pattern at the high that strongly suggests an inability to go higher in the short term. So now we're working on development of a red bar on the weekly time frame. No big deal. The trend is up. Right? So what becomes a big deal? Well, from the daily time frame, just breaking below the low prior to the higher high, which is major support. Now, the deeper, we're down a little bit this morning, the deeper prices go toward that area, common sense says the trend is beginning to fade. It's that simple. Right? Now, the pattern that forms when the decision is made to act, do you want to trade against the trend and short this? No, not in from this time frame. Can we do it as an intraday trader? Yes, of course. If we were to have the daily time frame in a downtrend, the weekly time frame in an uptrend, and say the 65-minute in a downtrend, we could short the 5-minute all day long until it reaches some area of support. So Robert's asked me, will they buy the dip? 100% yes, they will buy the dip. Now, over the years, I've always said the same thing about this. How many of them will show up to buy the dip? No one knows. And where will they buy the dip? They will buy the dip at minor support, and you will see some kind of reversal pattern here. And at that point, we'll look at that reversal pattern and make a decision what we want to do. Now, assuming that this happens over the next couple of days, we're going to have this squared top over here, which theoretically could be somewhat difficult to get over. Now, as we look at historical patterns, which is what all of us do, we look at historical patterns and we say, what happened in the past and how does that lead me to a certain belief about the future? So that belief is created by what is the reaction to what happens at resistance. Now, if prices come down here, we're going to need a certain pattern. What is a certain pattern, Greg, that tells me to act on the long side? Something like that bear sandwich, something like this. It could be like so many different ways, but wider range, reversal bars could be a breakdown failure, a gap down, something like that. Now, from here to here, that's a reasonable distance. What was the reaction to this? It could have just blasted right through it, but no, it stopped and it stalled. There was a reaction there, and then it continued higher. And if it stops here, we'll do the same thing. What kind of pattern happens there? Does it make sense? And now the distance from here to here is relatively short, which leads one to believe that, hey, maybe it may not get through that because momentum is slowing, as I explained. Maybe it could blast off because maybe news, Thursday there's going to be news coming, economic news, job claims, which everyone is focused on, the Fed is focused on. But our job here is to recognize what's happening in multiple time frames. And right now, in multiple time frames, there's indecision. Sideways, wide, sideways, mess. Right? The 15-minute is trending down. And when it gets down here today, which I assume it will do, because this is where buyers want to show up. I do recognize there's a pivot here and it could try and turn. But if it should come down here and we now start to see some kind of jiggles going on, we can go down to our 5-minute chart and see what patterns form here and say, do I want to do a long trade based on that? So if today is like a wide range bar down and we get a very negative NYSE tick extreme, it could be below the 20, that comes climactic on the 5-minute time frame. And now I see a bottoming pattern. What kind of bottoming pattern, Greg? Could like that. It could look like that. It could look like a lot of things. This is the kind of education you need, right? Get a master trader education on how to utilize multiple time frames and patterns and how to put that together to make intelligent decisions on when to act as an intraday trader. As a swing trader, you're doing nothing here. If we had a potent reversal, you could do a call spread. We don't have any potent reversals here. You're sitting on your hands waiting for your pitch. So part of what we all struggle with is, I'm a swing trader. Well, there's no swing trading great setups here. I'm just talking about this right now, this chart. There's other setups on stocks and stuff that we can do. But I want to do something. I want to make some money today. Blah, blah, blah. Well, patience and discipline, Mr. Capra, there's nothing here for you to do right now. Maybe I can do something else. Go ahead, try. Let me see if I can slap you around, Market. Mr. Market says to Mr. Capra. Let me see if I can slap you around here a little bit, by not following the rules. And that is what we all deal with. It's universal, right? Do we have the discipline to operate within the time frames we choose to, or do we have enough education and experience to trade on smaller time frames? And then which time frames do you want to trade in? That's a trading plan. And then there's choices. I don't want to trade down here. It's just too erratic for me. It's too fast. Okay, wait for over here. I don't know. Okay, go ahead, put your head in the oven again. So I know this is not pre-market discussion, but I've gotten emails about this. People are frustrated, the choppy price action. What can I do? Well, patience and discipline, my friend, right? But figure out what time frames you're going to choose and how you're going to do it, and money management, and so on and so on and so on. All right, enough of the lecture. Hope that was helpful. All right. The NASDAQ is chopping sideways. We know the semiconductors got slapped around, okay, a couple of weeks ago. That's kind of working out or not, depending on what the semiconductors we're looking at. Some of them look terrible, where they look great. So that's a tremendous amount of uncertainty. The Dow, deep retracement. This is not a pivot, but this was a potent reversal, and now it's all the way back down here. We're getting a pretty decent size reversal red bar. Trend is up. Trend is up. Respect the trend. Well, they say the trend is your friend. Well, at some point, trends begin to change. We don't have enough information yet to say the trend is changing. What do I do, Greg? Swing trader? Do nothing. Wait, go look for some stocks and see, are they near support? Are they forming reversals? Is some sector showing relative strength or weakness? That's the factory work, okay? This is coming down to the bottom of the trading range. It underperformed yesterday. Maybe it begins to stabilize here and flips back up again. So maybe trading the Dow, maybe some Dow stocks. Russell, strong move up, strong move up, strong move up. Well, that was a strong move down, but look how much it retraced. So retracements are a concept. They're not a strategy, but retracements are a guide to where, hey, this is really nasty. I'm looking for the lower high to go lower. Well, Mr. Capra, look at the depth of that retracement. It's not as weak as it was there. Hey, now it's at support. Look at that wide range bottoming tail bar on a 200 MA. You want to give that a shot? Well, maybe I'll do a put spread. Maybe I'll do a small directional and see what happens. So that came down. Now the whole personality changes from here, from whipping up and down and up. The personality begins to change with a choppy downward sloping correction. And so now this is where this should hold here, but it's a wide range bar down. We have this big sloppy trading range going on. We don't have great setups here. We just do not. Transports, they're not ready yet. Transports cleared these highs. Fantastic. We have an index that was underperforming and it's pulling back into an area where maybe it can make a turn. Okay, keep an eye on it. Nothing to do yet. SPY. It's gapping down here. It's gapping under a bottoming tail bar. Remember yesterday? I did the video, right? On a 5-minute, I had this sell set up. I think it was here, right? I'm hoping, right? It's a weekday. Yeah, it's going to go down maybe to the low of the day. Nope. As it got close here to these pivots, buyers shoot it back up again, and now it goes up, and now Now, overnight, it's like the confidence waned out, and now it's back down here and it's gapping below a bottoming tail bar. Still, the trend is up. Little trading range, right? Down near these pivots on the hourly time frame. Down here. So in a trading range. I don't need to draw that up there. You're getting the point. All right, SPX. It's down here. You want to trade against the trend? You want to do a call spread that isn't above resistance? I don't think so. And this is gapping down here. It's on the support. Do you want to do a put spread that's down here on the 20? Maybe. But maybe I want to see what happens at the open to see if it continues to drop, where the spread of the strikes down below will increase in value. So these numbers are not no-brainers. They would appear to be most days because the majority of the time they never get hit. But that's too damn tight for government work. But things are seeming to get weak. So it's just kind of, not the ideal scenario right now. Interest rates kept going up yesterday. They're stable today. This is a bit of a problem. Talked about this in the weekend letter and even 2 weeks ago. This is a bit of becoming a problem. What's going on with this? Election stuff, deficits? I don't know, but this is a deep retracement. Deep. Internals are neutral. Indecision, right? The equity put call ratio got just touched those bands. This one never did. Breath stinks. It's below zero. So, look, we just don't have a very good environment right now that's offering extremely high probability situations, right? Financials are likely to pull in a little more. They outperformed and they're extended. They're probably going to come in some more. Look at KRE the way it came down. And of course, the Russell was under pressure yesterday. So keep some powder dry. And, guys, we sent out a survey. And if you answer the survey, you get a free access to the green room. I think those of you that get that email, take the freaking survey. Come spend a week free with Dan and I in the green room. It's a no-brainer. Go ahead, Dan.
Good morning. Oh yeah, great little education there. Raul, LFMD. Yeah, I personally don't like shorting stocks. Is my volume on? Yeah, it should be. I mean, I like the pattern. When we do sell setups and we talk about the turn, it can be a 1 bar turn, 2, 3, 4, and this is a multiple bar turn and a downtrend, so it does look lower. But it's just a personal rule. I don't like shorting stocks, swing stocks, like under $7, maybe 6. So, but day trade, sure, go for it. A little extended on the 15, you might get a bounce. Let's look at alarms and then earnings. We're picking up now, earnings season. I think they said 20% of the S&P report today. I'm sorry, this week. 7% is reported already. All right, Hive, we did a third lot on the pullback yesterday. My up alarm went off right there over yesterday's high, but pulling in, it looks fine. I said you can add a third yesterday's high. Reset the alarm. NRG alarm went off. Little 1, 2, 3 here. It's not a great swing trade because of this, targets like right here, this breakout area, but yeah, looks lower. That would be a fantastic 30-minute low. Meta, We did a call spread yesterday, gapping down a little bit. HLN. Ah, yeah, we shorted this one yesterday. Okay, my down alarm went off here. I see a couple prints. And we put a couple shorts in the weekend letter just because they were good patterns. We did this one, ran. So Raul, so see here's kind of a similar sell setup under the 20, 50 downtrend, multiple bar turns. We did that yesterday. DPZ. We can buy over yesterday's high now. Bottoming pattern, bull rectangle looks great. Let's go up to earnings now. And I deleted a number of these already, so if I'm not covering something, just ask. Zion, bullish gap, but it's going to be range bound here. I like the monthly buy setup, but obviously not going to be in a rush here for new longs. Cade, I don't see any prints, but it's a sloppy buy setup. Logi getting whacked. That's nasty. Capping way down here. But so it's nasty. But I don't know if it's going to be unable to bounce and take out a 30-minute low, or if buyers are going to find it on sale and rip it up. So I really, it's a bearish gap, but I don't have a trading bias right now. No prints, SAP, it's an ADR. Look at the gaps, but that's an igniting gap breakout. Looks great. Have it here in the bottom right. LS, this one I think I said yesterday, if it opens flat, you can short the low. I don't see any prints. Hexel, 62, middle of the range. It would actually be a condor type of pattern for Friday. Gapping down a few pennies, no pattern. Mid P, nasty gap. Whenever you can't see a gap on the daily, that's an ugly gap, but looks lower. All right, serve alarm just went off. This one bottoming pattern. I said we could sell. You know what? I'm going to change this to over the high. Actually, just because of the market. Hold on one second. I gave it over the closing price, but since I'm not in a rush, let's change it to 1038 over the high, which I know we're not going to then get the premium, but I'm doing this just to kind of I call it a governor, like you had on your go-kart as a kid. I just don't want you to rush into it. PFII, ugly gap, but I don't have a bias yet. SIG, not very liquid. Another type of condor kind of thing. Gap in the middle of the range. No prints. Craft. This was one I said if it opened flat, short it, but it's gapping down now. I'm not going to chase it. These are now morning earnings. GE 185. Bearish gap, 30-minute low, call spread. I'll put that in the window. EHR was up, now down 265. We'll come back. Pop a mic. That's a bullish gap. Yeah, I'd call that a pro gap. Sideways trend, igniting, new up. I have it here in the middle chart. I would like it a whole lot better if it was at 122. I love these that get just over the consolidation with a void, but now it's running. Verizon was a sell setup, 42. Wow, that's a big ugly gap for Verizon. They'll probably drag down the sector. Texan call spread. What's today? Tuesday. So it has to be over Thursday's high though, which I doubt there'll be anything. RTX, there's a nice gap breakout. Put this in a window. Hive up alarm. Hive looks great. Bought another bottoming pattern. Look at all these flat MAs. These MAs support a beautiful bottoming pattern. And then the candlestick tells you when to act. You got that igniting bar on Friday. All right, so we have conflicting military earnings here. RTX up, LMT down. FI, things that run into earnings far from the 20. I just have a bias of fading them regardless of where they open. And obviously you can see the gap down, so that's a call spread. But it would have to be $10 away. Not sure when. I call this, a big gap on a real company, and it looks like pre-market. The discount buyers are stepping up. So 30-minute high. That could be a put spread I do. This MCO, no pattern. Again, middle of the range. Another condor type of setup for Friday. Triple M, another bullish gap breakout. That's a buy on a pullback. Wow, I remember this earnings. I remember this. This gap was huge and it didn't retrace. And look how it ripped on earnings. So now, wow, this stock is doing really well. That's two igniting gaps on earnings in a row. Car, I'm sure I'm going to have some alarms going off on the low side. NSC, no pattern. Raynard, we're in already. This looks great. Sam, I am. Courtesy of you. Let's move stuff over this bar. 3007. RYN. Oh yeah, you went into Dollar Tree early. Yeah, my alarm didn't go off yet, so we're not in it officially yet. Serve, wow, serve up alarm is ripping here. So that's nice relative strength, that bottoming pattern we talked about. Great. All right, so if you get filled on, let's serve naked puts now. Pan W, we did naked puts yesterday, not naked puts spread. Uh, Early alarm went off, set it lower. ITA alarm. We are in this in our ETF letter, so early alarm. MDY low alarm. Yeah, Greg, if you got time, you might want to check all the stops in the ETF letter.
Okay.
Look at Papa Mike here, middle chart. That's a beautiful gapper. I wish it didn't run too much. If this thing opened at low 122s, I would have been all over that 5-minute high, but I'm chasing now. Yeah, I had MDY alarm just go off. ITA, ELF. We did a put spread, but it's okay. Early alarm. DPZ, remember the alarm went off less than 1 minute into the close, and I said, wait for today. So that was a good decision so far. All right, serve might get filled on a pullback. See, by this one I said I didn't have a bias, big gap. So they are stepping up. T2 was on our list yesterday. Ah, this looks great. Let's just buy a half lot here. This was one of my favorites yesterday. This looks great. Again, look at all those beautiful moving averages. Wow, Papa Mike is ripping on 15-minute chart. C2, 157. No, we're in lack, but I mean, look at it. I like the fact that you're looking at it long now. No, I know, I understand what I said. I like the fact that you're looking at it long.
UNG, little could keep bouncing. Climactic buy. Microsoft showing a little relative strength, but nothing to do yet.
Yeah, it's like trying to make the turn at all those MAs. Be a put spread idea if it closes like this. Team up alarm here. Similar type of bull flag as the pan W, but this one's folding better. Micron here, I had an alarm at 109.50, but it keeps selling off. Set an alarm, don't worry about it. T2. But I'm not chasing that. Let's put team there. Stop yesterday's low, 154. Oh, serve came in hard, so that did fill now. Then the naked puts. ADM alarm, Greg. That's your 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Half lot or full lot? Let's do half lot. Yesterday's low. Um, I don't know about wheat, but yeah, it's definitely commodity stuff. But yeah, I don't know about correlation. Maybe down under the lows. 55.87. All right, so it did trigger. Well, actually, let's do it under this low. 55.77. EE is still weak. Wow, Meta up alarm, shoot, and Google's ripping and Microsoft ripping. So yeah, Q's holding up the best here, the horseman. PayPal, I'm sorry, that GCOS over the high. Yeah, PayPal over yesterday looks great. QBTS. Yeah, it's holding up. Look at team, looks great. That's maybe 30-minute high. SAP bottom right. I don't like ADRs. GE looks lower. Call spread if any choose. Papa Mike was the big daddy gapper today. All right, Meta up alarm. We have a call spread. XLF low alarm. We're in that. ITA low alarm. So yeah, these are all Gregas keeping had alarms on these to pay attention. Um, yeah, it just makes sense to take some profit and tighten the stops. All right, for Rex, let's move stop break even. Oh, I already did Rex. Let's break even. All right, good. Yeah, Google's holding. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, looks like put spread idea. 414s are lower. 412s are only 50 cents naked, so not enough juice. Oh, PayPal, we're in. I was confusing that one with Roku. All right, Roku turned into a mess. I'm glad we got assigned on Friday. So I'm going to delete you for now. But yeah, PayPal triggered yesterday were long calls, but you can add yesterday's high. Looks great. Sam, your NRG day trade under the low I like. Stop high for day trade. Looks great. I know some of you are always asking for day trade ideas, and I'm like, I give them all the time. There's one right there. Short the low, stop the high, day trade. Right there. And oh, our W came back cool. All right, I already did the alarms. Team, I have in the middle chart here. SAP, I don't need. Hive. All right, let's buy a third over 387.
Hey, Delta, we discussed long ZM yesterday in the chat room. You could. No, it's near that prior high. Markets are a little weak, but maybe a starter position with a stop under yesterday's wide range bar.
All right, I'll post it. Done. I thought I did yesterday. Yeah, I posted them yesterday as being filled down because when I looked at it, the offer was 60, so I just assumed 55 got filled. But it's moot now, right?
Hmm. ITA is the only one that still in an uptrend, Dan. It's on the rising 20 and minus support. The only one that looks a little iffy. Boeing have another hiccup. No. XLF is extended, but still strong. So got to sit through that one. ARE needs a little miracle work. IAI financials too extended, but looks great.
Yeah, no, I just hate giving them gains. So when I need to look at everything, while I'm doing my morning juggling here. Oh, I meant I meant to say pre-market. I watched Paul Tudor Jones on CNBC before 9 o'clock, and he is spectacularly smart and honest. And he's the only, I mean, he's ringing the bells again of our fiscal cliff that nobody cares about. He's saying both presidential candidates are the most incompetent to take on this fiscal problem. They're both drunk spending idiots. So everything we do is inflationary. He hates treasuries. He says, right? No, I love him. Do you remember, Don, when we were in elementary or whatever school, and they made you watch a movie together for the whole class? they should make entire Congress, the House, the Senate, the presidents, the cabinets, everyone in high level government, they should make them watch this interview. It wasn't on the top of my brain of how much tax revenue we took in every year, but he made it crystal clear. He said our debt is 7 times more than what we bring in every day, every year. And then we're adding 2 trillion a year minimum. So it's like, what is wrong with you all? This is unsustainable. So yeah, I mean he's I respect the heck out of him. But yeah, this Microsoft looks great. Target 430. Yeah, looks fantastic. Just, gotta figure out where to get on board. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend whoever missed it to go watch it. Paul Tudor Jones, he's a famous hedge fund guy. Yeah, no, he's been around decades. Thanks, Tom. Yep, there you have it. I'm gonna copy it too and send it to some people, including my brother. But that they should have a debate. Just I don't know. They're. I agree with them. They are both candidates are equally reckless. He said they're just having a contest of who can spend more and try to bullshit voters, and very little of it's going to get through. 85, 50. All right, we missed our first target. T2 got smacked in the head there. RTX, I was watching the gap. I got smacked and filled the gap. So things are iffy here, you all, in terms of new swings. I'm going through opens here. That's why I'm on ABBV. And Andrew did a nice job interviewing him too, I think. And he started out with a beautiful analogy of saying, "Hey, Andrew, we're friends, right? I make 100 grand a year, but I want to borrow $40,000 a year for the next 30 years, and I'll pay you at the end." Um, you know, what do you think of that deal? Like, no, go F yourself. And it's like, well, that's exactly what buying a 30-year bond is. And he gave the exact numbers, with his $100,000, um, verse 40. No, it was excellent. All right, going through opens here is a blab. Look at RTX gave it up. See, that was a very bullish gap. I do not like them when they come in violently. Berkshire, it's close to our stop. Stop 58. Stop here. This one's close to our stop. And Berkshire just hit right there after I am going through opens. The Berkshire has been tough for me to trade directionally. We had a nice put spread on it last week, but he's whipped me around a little bit. Here. Yeah, GCT we got from yesterday. GFL, we have a half lot. It's dead money. So let's buy half over 41.62. Oh no, we do have a full lot. You have 19 opens. Guess how many I have for my dad now, other than his, fixed income fund? How many equity or option positions do you think I have for him? The answer, I'm looking right now just so I can give you an honest answer. The answer is 0. I have 0 open equity or option positions for him. So, it's because of my tighter management. I was selling, everything in the strength. Well, I'm probably too conservative, but I admit that. But, his account gets very little drawdown. So we have 315. Oh, we do have, all right, we log into a covered column, yes. Yeah, no, I do everything for him, absolutely. In fact, I had one position today and I stopped out of it. It's this piece of garbage bidder I got in last week. I sold him naked puts on this breakout and my alarm went off under this base and I just killed it. I was short $7.50 puts for him. And that's what brought me from one trade to zero. Ah, our covered calls. Wow, my bad on GNRC. Um, expired last week, so we had to get into a new one. That's why it just showed. That's why it just showed long stock. We'd sell the 175 if there's any juice. 10 cents is all. Forget that noise. We'll just keep our stuff. Yeah, the only, I don't like this crazy big bar, but yeah, it's a setup. It's a sell setup with a top and tail. So not bad. Q's ripping hairs. Spiders number two. All right. Um, Amazon's going sideways. Nice Microsoft. All right, we're out of Meta break even. I kept it real tight because of the strength of the Qs. Failed. All right, that failed miserably. We did a half lot. No, we bought two halves, so we're out at the full. Yeah, I read something about that this morning. All right, our Hemex still holding. Stop 609. Electronic alarm. Oh, that's a deep retracement. That shouldn't have happened. We only did a 1/3 lot, but should not have happened. Our stop 89.83. Oh, you mentioned black earlier. Uh, let's see. Do we have a full lot? Yeah, we bought $2.50 calls, but I'll set an alarm to add maybe. Yeah, this is one of those nuclear plays. Yeah, okay, thanks. All right, hut, hut. Nice little hut. Set new alarms. Hmm. And UBTS, low alarm. I don't know if that's if we're out or if it's early. Hold on. But nice little trade anyway. Yeah, that stopped out. So take the money. Yeah, energy. Looks good. I don't understand your question, Don. Greg, do you want to maybe answer it?
It should automatically renew at the monthly rate, Don. You want to change it to what? I mean, you can email us.
I think he wants to change it to a lifetime.
We don't have lifetime.
We do, $5,000. We do. That's what I charge Alex.
So if you don't want to be in the green room, just go into the member area and cancel, and then subscribe to the advisory letter.
Yes, TS, we have a put spread, but it's been on my long list here too.
You want green and advisory letter. Well, that's not a change. That's an add. So this is, hold on a second. Mhm.
Ron, here's the put spread that we're in, but if it closes like this, I like it as a long over the high tomorrow.
Don, just email us and just say exactly what you want to do. It's the easiest thing. See if I can get.
Yeah, so if it closes like this, yeah, buy it tomorrow or, play it by ear for later, but looks great. SMCI is just in a coma. Let's see where we're at in our coma. We're 5 cents in the hole. So let's keep it tight stuff. Hey, oh, actually, we do have an open profit. Let's kill this. We sold it for 50. Well, like the way this is acting, let's kill it here. ASTS is flying here. Up alarm already again.